Welcome to Friend or Foe. I'm Kennedy, your virtual game show host. In a moment, these three players will have to choose between three potential partners. Three people whom they've never met, never spoken to, never even offered a piece of gum to. Together, these new teammates will move through a world of knowledge, trust, and betrayal. They'll work together to build a trust fund and ultimately decide whether to share the money as friends or fight over it as foes here on Friend or Foe. It's time to meet our three players. Our first player is Jennie.
I'm a handbag designer and I enjoy scuba diving and snorkeling.
Jennie likes to bring friends along snorkeling, even if it means hiding the truth about the sharks in the water. Next, we have Anthony.
I'm a bartender from Nashville, Tennessee. I enjoy building model cars and collecting real ones.
But Anthony doesn't know the difference between real and fake. He pretended he had a twin brother for 6 years. And finally, there's Paige.
I'm an administrative assistant, and I get a thrill of jumping bridges and cliffs.
Paige also liked the thrill of throwing a mud wrestling party at an unsuspecting friend's house. Well, we've met our three players, and now it's time to meet their potential partners. Your first potential partner is Adam.
Hi, I'm a sommelier or wine steward, and I really enjoy creative thought.
And listen to how creative Adam is. He sneaks into art museums by picking up used tickets. That's great. Next, there's Teresa.
I'm a special education teacher, and I enjoy writing children's books.
And the moral of Teresa's story is keeping quiet pays. When a salesperson accidentally gave her a $500 discount, she didn't say a word. And finally, you have John.
I'm a public insurance adjuster, and I once was a big brother at a Boys and Girls Club.
But boys will be boys. John once stole money out of his mother's purse while she was sleeping. Oh, God. Well, players, those are your choices, and now it's time for you to pick your partners. Jennie, who did you choose?
I chose Teresa.
How about you, Anthony? Who will it be?
I chose Teresa.
Ooh. Paige, who did you pick?
I chose Teresa.
Well, Mother Teresa, the most popular girl in school. Well, who are you going to bless as a partner? Because since everyone picked you, you get to pick your partner. Who will it be?
I think I'll pick Jennie.
Oh, Jennie, all right. You and Teresa are a pair. Anthony and Paige, I'm going to ask you guys to vote again. Anthony, who did you select?
I chose Adam.
All right. Paige, who did you choose?
I chose John.
Very well, then. Our teams have been formed. The test of knowledge and of trust is about to begin when we return to Friend or Foe. To Friend or Foe, our three teams are now officially in game position, and each station has been wired so they can hear my voice. Everyone doing okay on there?
Yes.
All right. Did everyone get a cookie? Well, I'm going to place a little cookie in each of your trust funds. I'm going to give you all $200 to start out the game. But don't worry, you have a chance to win a lot more. There are 4 questions in this round worth $500 each. And you guys have to agree on the answer and lock it in at the same time in order to score. You'll have 15 seconds to answer each question. You guys ready to play?
Oh, yeah.
All right, here's the first question in round 1. Who has never played a U.S. president on the big screen? Kevin Costner, Gene Hackman, Bill Pullman, or Morgan Freeman? And begin.
Bill Pullman.
Bill Pullman? Okay, you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay, Bill Pullman.
Bill Pullman?
Yeah.
Bill Pullman.
Bill Pullman?
Bill
All right.
Pullman.
All right, Jennie and Teresa said it was Bill Pullman. Anthony and Adam also said Bill Pullman. And Paige, you and Big John said Bill Pullman. Bill Pullman played a president in Independence Day. The correct answer is Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner has not played a president, but he did play a bodyguard, and he loved Whitney. All right, here's your next question. What are you doing when you set a chum line? Making friends, luring fish, choreographing, or drying clothes? And begin.
Luring fish.
Luring fish?
Totally. It's baiting a hook.
Okay.
Luring fish. Luring fish. Making friends. Luring fish.
Maybe making friends.
That's what I was going to say too. Let's go with that.
All of our teams have locked in. Jennie, you and Teresa thought it was luring fish. Anthony, you and Adam also thought it was for fishy. Paige, you and John thought chum line might be for making friends. Dial up a few pals. Well, the correct answer is luring fish. All right, nice work. Here's your next question.
Let's go.
Which of these snack foods has the most calories? 1 Twinkie, 4 McNuggets, a 12-ounce Budweiser, or a 2-ounce Snickers bar? And begin.
Twinkie.
I don't know if it has that much. We can go with
McNuggets are definitely greasy.
Let's go with Twinkie.
Okay.
Budweiser?
Yeah, Budweiser.
All right.
Twinkie? Twinkie. Okay, Twinkie.
All right, all of our teams have locked in. Jennie and you and Teresa thought it might be that thing with the long shelf life, the Twinkie. Anthony and Adam thought it might be a cool Budweiser. Paige, you and John also thought it was a Twinkie. And the correct answer, a 2-ounce Snickers bar. Oh. You all got that one wrong, but it does have 280 calories. Here's your fourth and final question. Anthony and Adam, you guys have answered one question right. That means you have $700. You're tied with Jennie and Teresa. You guys also have $700. Paige and John, you got to get this one right if you want to move on. All right, final question. In a Maxim magazine survey, what did the highest percentage of women say they noticed first about a man? His smile, his eyes, his hands, or his butt? And begin.
I'd say eyes, but smile. What do you think? Eyes or smile?
Smile.
Okay, smile.
Smile.
Can you smile?
Yeah.
When you look at somebody in the face, what's the first thing you look at?
Their eyes.
I think eyes.
Okay.
That's my
eyes.
guess.
Eyes.
All right, everyone has locked in. Jennie, you and Teresa thought it was his smile. Anthony and Adam, you guys thought it might be his eyes. Paige and John, you guys thought it might be the smile, the big pearly whites, and the correct answer is his eyes. That means very enthusiastically, Anthony and Adam are moving on to the next round. You guys have
Nice.
1,200. Jennie and Teresa, you guys got one question right in this round, so you have 700. You are also moving into the next round. And Paige and John, since you guys have the lowest point total, you didn't answer any questions right. You still may be able to split up that $200. As friends or foes, you guys have to come over to the trust box. All right, John, Paige, welcome to the trust box. Inside this trust box, you each have a button which you'll use to indicate friend or foe. The decision will determine how your trust fund is divided. If you choose friend, you guys will split your earnings, each getting a massive payday of $100 each. And believe me, $100 is $100 more than you walked in here with. But if you choose friend, one chooses friend, the other chooses foe, foe gets $200. And friend really feels like they've had their head shoved in the sand. However, if each selects foe, well, you both leave here with nothing. And that is an empty feeling. Paige, do you have anything you want to say to John? Any apologies? Last minute, please.
It's not very much money. Let's do the right thing.
John, anything to add? Come on.
Yeah, I'm a very...
You're just being nice.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a very nice person, so, I'm sure we'll
Work a little
both be
something out.
happy.
All right, well, slip a hand inside this trust box, and maybe you guys can accomplish something today. It's time to choose friend or foe. Time's up. The suspense is killing me. Please take your hands outside the trust box and place them on the table in front of you. $200 is on the line. Let's see who's a friend and who's a foe. John, you think you did the right thing?
Yeah,
You think she did the right thing?
I hope so.
Well, she actually went foe, and you went friend, so you get a whopping $200 today, Paige. John, I'm so sorry. How will you ever get over this loss?
I'll tell you, I think I'll come back for another show.
All right. 2 teams remain. Will the remaining teammates fight together like 3 Musketeers or fight each other like the 3 Stooges? Find out when we return to Friend or Foe. Welcome to round 2. It is Friend or Foe, and Jennie and Teresa are trailing. They've got $700 behind Anthony and Adam, who are red hot with $1,200. However, in round 2, anything can happen because we double the value of each question to $1,000. And there are 4 questions in this round. You guys ready to play?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, here's your first question of round 2. Which of these words would you need to restore the famous Hollywood sign to its original spelling? Land, star, time, or bowl? And begin.
Hollywood Land, Star Time Bowl, Hollywood Land.
Hollywood Land.
Gotcha.
Hollywood Land.
Yeah, it was the name of an original subdivision that was built up there behind Beechwood.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, y'all felt pretty confident with that one. At least Jennie and Teresa did. You guys answered very quickly. You guessed land. And Anthony and Adam took you a little longer, but you also thought it was land. And the correct answer is land. The Hollywood sign originally read. All right, here's your next question. Which of these actors portrayed a popular TV character whose name rhymes with the word rocket? Matthew Perry, Robert Urich, Ted Danson, or Don Johnson? And begin.
Do you think Matthew Perry?
Ted Danson.
Ted Danson?
I have a feeling. Ted Danson.
Okay, Ted.
No
Ted
idea.
Danson was a bartender in
Tony.
Cheers.
Yeah.
And Don Johnson. How about Don Johnson?
Okay,
Let's guess.
All right, our 2 teams have locked in. Jennie and Teresa, you guys thought it might be Ted Danson. And, oh, look, Anthony and Adam guessed Don Johnson.
We got it.
The correct answer is Don Johnson. He was Crockett Tubbs, Miami Vice. Here's your next question. Which of these states does not contain a portion of Yellowstone National Park? Is it South Dakota, Idaho, Montana, or Wyoming? And begin.
Okay, Yellowstone National Park.
Yellowstone.
It's not South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Okay,
South Dakota.
South Dakota.
I'm South Dakota's in.
My guess is Montana.
Montana, it's good.
It's further east than any of the other ones.
All right, our 2 teams have locked in. Jennie and Teresa, very chatty in there. You guys talking about your nails?
Go for it.
Okay, great. You guys guessed South Dakota.
Okay.
Anthony and Adam, you guys guessed Montana, and the correct answer is South Dakota. All right, so you guys now have $2,700, Jennie and Teresa. You still can catch up to Anthony and Adam, who are only $500 ahead with $3,200. This is your final question worth $1,000. Here we go. Listen carefully. Which of these world leaders left public office last? Mikhail Gorbachev, Ronald Reagan, Margaret Thatcher, or Ayatollah Khomeini? And begin.
Margaret Thatcher.
Margaret Thatcher?
I think she was there, and then Tony Blair is the new guy.
Yeah.
And he came in around when Bill Clinton was there.
Okay.
Margaret Thatcher. I think you're right. Do you think?
No, I don't. I think
Reagan.
Reagan.
Which one? Reagan. Okay.
Both of our teams have clocked in. Jennie and Teresa, you guys thought the answer to be Ronald Reagan. Anthony and Adam, you think Margaret Thatcher left office last, when really the correct answer is Mikhail Gorbachev. He left office. He resigned in 1991 when the Soviet Union broke apart.
Really?
Neither of you get any money for that last question. However, Anthony and Adam, you guys are moving on to the final round because you have $3,200. Nice work. Well, Jennie and Teresa, you guys didn't get that one right. But I tell you what you are going to do. You are going to walk over to the trust box and decide if you're going to split the money, friend or foe. Welcome to the trust box, Teresa and Jennie. Your trust fund is worth a very impressive $2,700. But before you make your decision about what you're going to do to the other person, let's review for a second. Jennie likes to take her friends swimming with sharks, and Teresa buys children's books. If you vote friend, are you going to be living happily ever after, or will you get eaten by the big bad foe? Well, I'm going to give each of you a moment to speak your mind. Teresa, what's on your mind? You go first.
You're a special ed teacher, and I'm actually going back to school for teaching, so I felt we kind of had a little bit of a connection there.
Both teachers? You going to teach her a lesson by voting foe?
I do trust Jennie.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it about her?
friendly.
You think she's going to go friend?
I think so.
That's a good time for you to go foe, then. Take all the $2,700. Am I right or am I right? Teresa, Jennie, you played very well. I want each of you to slip a hand inside the trust box because it's time to choose friend or foe. All right, the moment of truth is at hand. Please, again, place your hands on the trust table. $2,700 is on the line. We're about to find out who's a friend and who's a foe. Teresa, you went friend. Jennie, you went foe. You're taking the $2,700. Teresa, we're glad to have had you here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry that you didn't walk away with some of the cash.
That's okay.
When we return, Money and Alliances will be on the line as our two remaining players go for the big money and then go mano a mano to determine if they're friend or foe. We'll be right back. We are back with our final round of friend or foe. Anthony and Adam, they have amassed $3,200 in their bulging trust fund. And you guys now have the opportunity to earn thousands more by correctly answering 10 questions. Just 10 little questions. Each question is worth $500. And if you get a question wrong, you have a strike. 3 strikes and the round is over. But if you get all 10 out of 10, we'll double your entire trust fund for a grand total of $16,400. Whoa! You can do it.
A lot of money.
Thank you very much. 60 seconds, guys. 10 questions. Take a deep breath. It's time to play right or wrong. First question, Felix or Oscar? The sloppy one on The Odd Couple.
Oscar.
Oscar.
Right. Radicchio or prosciutto? Italian sliced ham.
Prosciutto.
Right. Race start or race finish? The checkered flag.
Finish.
Right. Dharma or karma means fate.
Dermatologist.
Dharma.
Wrong.
That's okay.
Rocky 2 or Rocky 3? Featured Mr. T.
Is it 3? 2?
I don't know.
2.
2.
Wrong.
It was 3.
It's all right.
Kauai or Oahu, where Pearl Harbor is located?
No idea.
Oahu.
Oahu. All right.
Right. 8 or 12, the highest number of dots on a standard domino?
12.
12.
Right. Woofer or tweeter, low frequency?
Woofer.
Woofer.
Right. Clutter or case, a group of cats?
Case.
Clutter. Case.
Clutter? Case.
Well, congratulations, you guys did get 6 out of 10 questions right, and that's not so bad. It means we're adding an additional $3,000 to your trust fund, giving you a total of $6,200. How are you going to split up the money? You're going to go friend, you're going to go foe. You have to decide, as Anthony and Adam, you guys are taking the final walk to the trust box. All right, and we have arrived at our final test of trust. Adam, Anthony, you guys know your options, but let's talk about this before we rush into anything. Now, Anthony here pretended that he had a twin brother for 6 years. If you go foe, Adam, are you going to be his imaginary friend? And Adam, he likes to sneak into art museums. Is he going to be screaming, "Show me the Monet"? That's good, right? So I'm going to give each of you some sacred time to state your case. How should the other person vote and why? Anthony, you go first.
I don't know. I think we did good up there, and the whole twin thing. It was like from when I was 6 to 12. I mean, it was just fun with neighbors.
Adam,
Yes.
do you have anything to add, baby?
It took both of us to get here to talk to you, Kennedy.
So I think you're hinting that you're going to go friend. So why shouldn't he go foe?
Because he doesn't seem like a schmuck to me.
But it's the ones who are schmuckless that always go foe. Believe me.
I believe you.
The moment of truth is at hand. Please, each of you, slip a hand inside the trust box. It's time to choose friend or foe. All right, it's a very strange thing to see two men pleading with their eyes. Please take your hands out of the press box and place them on the table. You think you did the right thing here, Anthony?
Oh, I know I did.
You trust him now, Adam?
Yes.
That was really it. All right, $6,200 is up for grabs. Let's find out if you're a friend or a foe. Adam, you went friend.
Yes.
You did trust him. Kept your word. Anthony, you're smiling. It's because you also went friend. Congratulations. $3,500 for each of you. Yeah. You guys split the money.
All right.
All right, two sweaty guys.
Yeah.
You're in the middle.
Yeah, Kennedy. We went $3,600.
Don't I feel